Class today, couple balls, and I've been loving working with the foam roller. If you don't have one, you can definitely, I'll show you ways to do the spots we're going to hit. Some of the spots will be similar to if you took MFR yesterday, but with a block and a ball, or just a ball. But if you have a foam roller, grab it. And then come to sit comfortably. He's just so shy. All right, come to sit comfortably. If sitting cross-legged works for you, sit cross-legged. If it doesn't, find a way to just be in a neutral shape to start out. And as your eyes close, let your hands drop to your lap. And see if you can feel that the crown of your head is ever so slightly gently reaching up, like somebody has hooked their thumbs under the back of your skull and is lifting you. Feel this solid anchoring through your sitting bones. And then just start to see what is present for you this morning, where your attention is. Your chitta vrittis, as we call them in yoga world. And very deliberately pull your attention into the breath, start to watch your inhales and your exhales. As you inhale, find this quality of spaciousness. Think about breathing all around the circumference of your ribs, buoying your rib cage up just a bit. Exhale to find this subtle drawing in around your waist. And try to find a sense of ease and evenness in your breath. Let your attention spread throughout the whole of your body. Almost imagine you're using your breath as a guide to spread your awareness. Really just noticing how you are as you're arriving this morning. And take your, excuse me, your hands to your heart, lift your heart up to your thumbs. Opening here with 3 deep breaths, or 3 ohms. Take an inhale. And then slowly release your hands and blink your eyes open. And switch the cross of your legs, bring your other shin in front. And walk your left hand over to the left and take a side bend. Stretch your right arm alongside your ear. As you do this, put a little bend in your left elbow and think about hugging your left elbow down and in to help externally rotate your shoulder, draw your shoulder back. And you can make this a little exploratory. You can lean back, roll your chest open. You can roll toward the ground. You can notice where the stretch feels when you have some bend in your elbow, where the stretch feels when your arm is really straight. Oh, especially in the morning. And then talk yourself up and over to the other side. Oh, it's funny, I taught the same thing last night, and it just feels very different at 8 a.m. than it does at 6 p.m. Oh, wrap your right elbow down, wrap your right shoulder back. And then same thing, maybe you turn your chest down a little bit. Maybe you roll it back. Maybe a bend in your elbow feels interesting. See if you can feel that stretch kind of wrap all from down the arm, down under the armpit, through the side of the waist. And then slowly bring yourself back up to neutral. Bring your feet together and your knees apart, and I'll leave it up to you. You can bring your heels really close in for more of a Baddha Konasana. You can walk your feet more forward. It's technically a different pose called Tarasana. And then hinge forward. Walk your hands forward. Pick all the cat fur off your feet while you do that. And then extend your spine and soften through your shoulders. And again, you're not going for broke yet. You're just kind of noticing how the inner lines of the legs are here. Probably also feeling some stuff along the back body. And then start to slide your hands back and lift your chest up. And make your way up to tabletop, to hands and knees. And as you come into table, just start to move through your cat-cows. And again, early on in practice, it can be a little more exploratory. Noticing how your body's moving. Noticing how all the pieces feel as you start to get them into motion. And then start to find neutral. Keep a firm press down through your hands, lengthen through your spine. Draw in through your waist and lift your right leg back behind you. Bend your knee and start to make some nice big circles of your right leg in your hip socket. Go one way and then go the other way. And then step your right foot to your right pinky finger. Walk your left knee back a little bit and take a twist to the right. Bring your right hand inside of your inner right thigh. Push your thigh away with your hand. Roll your right shoulder back. And keep pressing down into your left hand. Find this nice firm connection through your left palm. And start to walk your hands forward and to the left on this nice big diagonal. You can set your left elbow down. I find that the easier way to go about this. And stretch out through your right arm. So right arm is arcing forward and to the left. Right knee is pressing forward and to the right. This nice big yawn for the inner leg and the outer line of the torso. Pick your left elbow up and walk your hands forward. Back your hips up a little bit and slide your right knee into puppy. Bring your right knee in line with your left. Hands about shoulder width or a little wider. Sink your chest down. And then maybe add a little bit of pulse here. Move your heart down toward the floor. Bend your elbows up toward the ceiling. Draw in around your waist. And having done that little bit of lat opening on the right side but not the left, see if you can feel a difference between your sides. And then lower your elbows, scoot yourself forward and come into Sphinx. As you're in Sphinx, elbows just a little ahead of the line of your shoulders. Roll your shoulders back and pull your chest forward. And then one at a time, tuck your toes under and walk your legs back. Have a little press down through your elbows as you open your collarbones. And then keep everything the same, but just bring your right knee out to the right into a half frog. A little more opening for the inner leg there. And then from here, start to slide your right leg back. Slide your hands back, press yourself up to table. And take a couple rounds again of cat-cow, just noticing if things feel a little different side to side. And then start to find neutral, draw in around your waist, have that firm press of your hands. Take your left leg back behind you, bend your knee, and then some nice big slow circles of your left leg in the hip socket. Go one way, and then the other way. And go ahead and step your left foot into lizard, left foot outside of your left pinky finger, maybe right knee backs up a little bit, and take a twist. Keep your right palm right under your right shoulder. Bring your left palm inside of your inner left thigh and press your hand and your thigh into each other. Think about pushing the floor away with your right hand for now so you get this kind of support through there. And then keep the legs, start to walk your hands forward and to the right. Lower your right elbow down. Stretch your left arm out. Working to lengthen the inner left leg as you press your left knee to the left and the left outer line of the torso as you walk your left fingertips to the right. Take another couple breaths here. And then keep your legs, lift your elbow, walk your hands back to center, forward in front of you. Shift your hips back and slide your left knee in line with your right, coming into puppy. Hammock your chest down toward the floor. Resist your arms up, your armpits up, your low belly up. But let your head and your chest sink. And then lower your elbows and slide through. Elbows can come a little ahead of your shoulders, roll your chest open, and then take your left knee out to the left. Come into that half frog variation. Think about sliding your inner left knee away from you without actually moving. Roll your chest forward. Slide your left leg back. Open your chest, take one more breath in Sphinx pose. And then lower your chest and roll onto your right side. Grab your roller or your block. So you're either gonna work with a block on the medium setting or the foam roller, just as is. And as you lay on your right side, the roller or block will come right under your right armpit. If you're working with a pretty dense block, lay your blanket or towel over. And then hold your head with your left hand So this is already giving you a little bit of a lat stretch. Lift your right arm up and start to sway your right arm up and down. You can roll a little forward. Oh. You can roll a little back. So lats, what we're working here, they work your arm into extension. So basically they help take your arm from when it's up overhead to pull it back by your side or even further back behind you. So anytime our arm is up over our head, this muscle is stretching. So whenever you feel your arm up over your head and you feel that kind of big pull from the side of the waist and even down into the back, it's the lats. All right, give a couple waves. And then release your arm. And having just done that side, come into down dog, a little exploration. Notice the difference between your right and your left side as you're in down dog. If you feel like you can get a little more length through the right waist. Maybe a little bend in your knees as you lift up through your sitting bones. And then lift your right leg. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, step your right foot outside of your right pinky finger. Tap your left knee down as you come into lizard. And right away, reach your right arm up and back, like you're trying to grab your foot without lifting your foot. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lift your back knee, straighten both your legs, reach your right arm forward. It's my new favorite thing to do in the morning. Inhale, bend your knees, reach your arm back. Well, breakfast in bed is my favorite thing. And then reach up and over. My other favorite thing, straighten both your legs. One more time. Bend your knee, reach back. Reach up and over, and as you do, bring your right hand down inside of your right foot. Step your left foot outside of your left foot. Rather than dropping into a low squat, keep your butt about knee height, maybe a little higher. Walk your fingertips a little to the right, and sweep your left arm up alongside your ear. Turn your chest to the left. Notice how left lats feel here. And then take your left fingertips over to the left. Reach your right arm up and over alongside your ear. Notice how right lats feel here. And then back to the first side. Use your left arm and kind of make a big circle to come up to stand. Left arm reaches up and over. As you arrive, finish the circle, grab your right wrist and side bend to your left. Feel for this length through right armpit, side waist. And then back to center, grab your left wrist. Come up and over, a little side bend to your left. Notice the difference here. Come back to center, breathe in, reach your arms up. As you breathe out, fold forward. Inhale to a half lift. As you exhale, step your right foot back. Step your left foot back. Hinge forward and lower all the way to your belly. And then grab your block or your roller and roll onto your left side. And then drape your right arm over your head, like you might even grab your earlobe and lift your left arm up. And then start to just move your left arm up and down. So left arm is parallel to the floor, but just sweeping towards your feet side, towards your head side. You can roll a little forward. Ooh. You can roll a little back. Take another few breaths, few movements. You might be swaying forward and back the whole time. You might just find one spot. Oh, all right. And then start to make your way to down dog. Press your hands down. Move your way, move your top out of the way, and then back to down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg, open your hip. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Lower your right knee and sweep your left arm back. And then press down into your right hand, straighten your two legs and sweep your left arm alongside your ear. Twice more. Sink back, reach up and over. Last one, inhale. Exhale, sweep up and over as you take your left hand down, shift your weight forward, and step your right foot up. Left fingertips can come a little to the left as you reach your right arm alongside your ear. And then right hand to the right. Reach your left arm alongside your ear. Feels a little different than before. Left hand to the left. Reach your right arm and then a big circle as you come up to stand. I'm not demoing well because I've got a shelf there. Grab your left wrist. Side bend to your right. Come back to center. Grab your right wrist, lift up. Side bend to your left. Come back to center, breathe in. Exhale, sink your hips down. Come into that active squat. Bring your hands to the floor. Step your left foot back. Just a regular plank. Right foot back. And lift your hips back to down dog. We're going to flow that and add on a little. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, lift your right leg, open your hip. Exhale, step your foot to lizard. Tap your left knee down as you inhale, reach your right arm back. As you exhale, lengthen your legs, reach your right arm forward. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in. Breath out. As you come up and over, set your right hand down, step your left foot up. Right fingertips can stay to the right as you side bend to the right. And then switch, left fingertips to the left, side bend to the left. One more time, over to the right. Let that lift you up and over as you come to stand. Grab right wrist, side bend to the left. Back to center. Grab left wrist, side bend to the right. Come back to center, breathe in, reach your arms up. Breathe out, sit your hips back. Bring your hands down. Now listen, step your right foot back. Step your left foot back, but cross it in front of your right. Legs are crossed. Drop your heels to the left. So you're in a staggered side plank, inner right foot, outer left foot. Bend your knees and sink your hips towards your butt. Nope, your hips towards your heels. Your hips are your butt, kind of. And then straighten your legs, reach your right arm alongside your ear. Twice more. Bend your knees, reach back. Shoot your legs straight, reach forward. Last one. Shoot back. As you shoot forward, take your right hand down, come up onto the ball of your right foot. Lift your left leg and open your hip, breathe in. Exhale, step your left foot to your left pinky. Lower your right knee. Stretch your left arm back, inhale. Exhale, lengthen your legs, reach left arm forward. Twice more, inhale. And exhale. Breath in. Breath out, take your left hand down, shift your weight forward, step up to your squat. Right hand to the right, left hand to the left. Sweep your right arm alongside your ear. Right hand to the right. Sweep your left arm alongside your ear. Left hand to the left, reach your right arm up, come all the way up and over, grab your left wrist, side bend to your right. Back to center, grab your right wrist, side bend to your left. Back to center, reach up, and then come back into that squat, breathe in. Take your hands down. Step your left foot back. Step your right foot and cross it in front of your left. Spin your heels to the right. Bend your knees, sink your butt towards your heels. And then extend your legs, sweep your left arm overhead. Twice more. Bend, reach back. Extend, reach up. Power through your feet. One more. Reach back. Reach up and over. Tuck your left toes one more time. Inhale, lift your right leg and open. Exhale, step through. Right into it. Drop your left knee. Stretch your right arm back. Extend your legs, reach forward. Bend your knees, reach back. Twice more. Feel that you're really pressing down with your left hand. So even though it's not fully side plank yet, you're starting to set the tone in your shoulder stability. Bring your right hand down, shift your weight forward. Step your left foot up. Right fingertips stay to the right. Side bend, left arm comes up and over. Left fingertips to the left, right arm comes up and over. Right fingertips to the right, left arm comes up, up, up and over. Come to stand, grab your right wrist. Side bend to your left. And center. Grab your left wrist, side bend to your right. Come back to center, breathe in. Exhale, take your butt back. Take your hands down. Step your right foot back. Step your left foot in front. Drop your heels to the left. Bend your knees, reach back. Straighten your legs, reach forward. Twice more. Stretch back. Spring forward. Last one. As you come forward, take your right hand down, tuck your right toes, three-legged dog. Lift your left leg, open your hip. Step your left foot to your left pinky. Lower your right knee, sweep your left arm back. Straighten your two legs, stretch your left arm forward. Twice more. Reach up and over, and feel free to sync this with your breath, however makes sense for you. Don't get stressed out trying to match it any particular way. This time as your arm comes up and over, take your fingertips down, shift your right foot up. Left hand stays left as your right arm comes overhead. And then right hand to the right, left arm overhead. Left hand to the left, come all the way up and over, grab your left wrist, little side bend to the right. Whew. Come back to center, grab your right wrist, little side bend to the left. Come back to center, breathe in. Exhale, shift back. Take your hands down. Step your left foot back. Cross your right leg in front. Drop your heels right. Bend your knees, reach back. Extend your legs, reach your arm forward. Twice more. Bend. Extend. Last one. Bend. Extend your arm up and overhead and just reset your feet. Normal down dog. Take some breaths. Drop your knees, take child's pose or some other resting pose. Add any support that you need. About 10 breaths here. Take another couple breaths and then start to come back to down dog. As you inhale, lift your right leg, open up your hip. As you exhale, step your right foot between your thumbs. Spin your left heel down, come into reverse warrior. Press into your right foot, reach your right arm up and overhead. And we've already worked to open up the lats and feel that space. Now, can you drive your inner right knee forward a little bit and feel this length through right adductors? Spoiler alert, that's where we're going next. Breathe in. Exhale, side angle. Take your right forearm to your right thigh and sweep your left arm alongside your ear. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten your right leg, sweep your right arm up and back. And then we're going to continue to kind of arc back this way. Turn your left toes out. Skandasana, bend your left knee. Straighten your right leg. So continue to work right adductors. Press through the outer edge of your right foot. And really think about lifting up through the inner line of your right leg. Now keep your left leg as it is. Bend your right knee and turn your right toes out so you come into horse. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Take your left arm alongside your ear, like horse side angle. Keep both knees pressing wide. And then circle your left forearm down. Reach your right arm alongside your ear. From here, come up to stand. Interlace your hands behind your back. Parallel your feet. Squeeze your shoulder blades in. Open up through your chest. And then hinge forward. As you hinge forward, think knuckles up, shoulder blades in. Press your thighs back a little bit as your pelvis tips forward. And then come up halfway, breathe in. As you exhale, turn toward the front of your mat. Tap your right knee, turn toward the back of your mat. I messed up. Turn toward the back of your mat. Come into a left side Anjaneyasana. Tap your right knee down. Keep the binds just for another breath. Hinge your hips forward. And then as you inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale. Take your hands down and just simply slide your left leg back and come to a seat. Grab your roller or your block and lay on your left side. We're going to move into right side adductors. So you'll either take a block on the medium setting, the ball on top, walk parallel to the length of your body, or foam roller parallel to the length of your body. Either way, they'll be about hip height. And as you come to lay on your left side, drape your right leg over the roller. Let your right shin hang down. And then option to just stay here. Option to kind of press down into your right toe and rock just a little bit up and down. So kind of just stay in the first couple inches above the inner right knee. Or to explore a little differently, lift your right shin up. Try to keep your right foot as relaxed as possible and straighten and bend your right leg. Take another couple bend and straightens if you're going that way. And then move the roller or the ball and the block a little higher up. So now you're going to be about midway up your thigh. As you move the prop up, you might want to scoop your left hip back. That's just going to add a little more weight down into the roller. And then feel free to stay and rock up and down a little bit. If you have the ball, you can cross fiber and bob your knee up and down. Doesn't work as well with the roller, I don't think. And then with either of these, you can lift your shin and straighten and bend your right leg. Usually the most intense option. All right. And then set your right foot down. Move the roller up a little bit. Maybe roll yourself a little closer to the ground, your right hip, I should say, a little closer to the ground. Feel free to add any of those options, rocking with or against the grain of these muscles, which are going to run up and down, or lifting your shin and adding that bend and straighten, that kind of pin and stretch. All right, and then release your right shin. Set the prop to the side, and we're gonna flow through that right side again and go right into the left side at that slower pace that we started with. All right, so come back into down dog towards your original front of your mat, whatever that was. And even just in down dog, see if you can kind of sense a difference between your two legs and your two sides. Sometimes it's just this feeling of a lack of sensation on the side you just rolled versus the side you haven't rolled yet. And then inhale, lift your right leg, open your hip. Exhale, step your right foot between your thumbs. Bend your left heel flat. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach your right arm up and over. Exhale, side angle. Take your right forearm down, left arm sweeps long. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, skandasana. Turn your left toes out, bend your left knee. And then set your right leg into horse, turn your right toes out, bend your right knee. Right forearm to your right thigh, take your left arm alongside your ear in horse. Sweep your left arm in front of your face to switch sides. Just notice here in the symmetrical shape, the difference between your adductors. And then sweep your right arm up and back as you stand up. Interlace your hands behind you, parallel your feet. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Give yourself a full breath in here. Full breath out. Come up halfway and then pivot to the back of your mat. Tap your right knee down. Anjaneyasana with the bind. And then inhale, take your arms up. As you exhale, plant your hands, frame your left foot. We're going right into the second side. So a little slower to start. Three-legged dog on the left. Lift your left hip and open. And then step your left foot between your two thumbs. Pin your right heel flat. Inhale, reverse warrior. Give yourself an extra couple beats here. Lift up and out of the left waist. So now we don't have the recency of having just rolled the left lats. We've opened it up a bit, but it might not feel quite as spacious as it did right after. Bend your left knee and press your inner left knee forward. And then side angle. Take your left forearm down. Sweep right arm alongside your ear. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten your left leg as you reach up and overhead. And then you're going to keep following that kind of arc as you turn your right toes and bend your right knee. Skandasana. Press your right knee out. Press through the outer edge of your left foot. You could be here if that feels more natural. But think about drawing up through the inner line of the left leg. And now keep your right foot as it is. Bend your left knee, turn your left toes out to match. And then left forearm comes on left thigh. Right arm alongside your ear, this kind of side angle horse. Press your knees out. Notice the difference between your two sides here. And then right forearm to right thigh. Take your left arm alongside your ear. And then use your left arm to lift you up. Interlace your hands behind your back. Parallel your feet. Breathe in as you narrow your shoulder blades. Breathe out as you fold. Give yourself a good few breaths here, and again, just kind of investigate the difference in sensation between your two sides. As you next inhale, come up halfway. As you exhale, turn to the front of your mat. Tap your left knee down. And then one inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, take your hands down and just slide your right knee back. grab your prop and lay on your right side. So heading into little release for left side adductors. Bend your left knee so it's your thigh is, bend your hip so your thigh is perpendicular to your trunk. And to start, you can just let your left foot dangle toward the floor there. You can keep your toes on the floor and bob your knee out and in. Or if you have the ball, you can bob your knee up and down. Cross fiber, I don't feel like it's all that effective with the roller. Ooh. If you find a good spot, sometimes just staying put is good. Maybe you lift your shin and straighten and bend your left leg a handful of times. I like to go nice and slow, but just kind of listen to what feels good, what feels interesting for you. And then set your foot down and move a little higher up, move about halfway up. Same thing, you can stay, you can rock up and down with the fibers, against the fibers. Maybe your right hip scoots back a little bit to turn your pelvis a little more toward the ground. That's gonna add body weight. And then maybe lift left shin and straighten and bend. And then set your left shin down. And one more time, bring the roller up a little higher up your leg. One more spot. You might turn your pelvis to be a little bit more toward the floor. That's going to add the intensity. And then feel free to add movement or just stay with stillness, or maybe a smaller rock up and down. All right, just another breath or two here. And then as you come up, you're going to turn toward the back of your mat to come into side angle. I'm sorry, down dog. Turn to the back of your mat. I'm like 4 steps ahead. Come to, and I haven't even had coffee. Turn to what you're considering the back of your mat and come into down dog. All right, inhale, lift your left leg. Now we flow, open your hip. Exhale, step your left foot between your thumbs. Right foot spins down. Inhale, reverse warrior. Reach your left arm up. Exhale, side angle. Left forearm down. Inhale, reverse triangle. Left leg straightens as you reach up and back. And then into Skandasana. Change your feet, bend your right knee. Turn your left toes out and bend your left knee. Come into horse. Left forearm down, right arm up. Side bend the other way, right forearm down, left arm up. Or come up to stand, lead with your left arm, interlace your hands behind your back, parallel your feet. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, pivot yourself to the front of your mat. Drop your left knee, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, come to 3-legged dog. We're gonna flow through one more time, but just adding on one little piece here in down dog split. Keep your right leg straight. Option to lower your right elbow to the floor. And then start to open your right hip on top of your left. Almost like you're doing an upside down triangle pose. Split your inner heels away from each other. Left arm might walk forward a little bit. And then if you've walked your left hand forward, bring it back. If you've dropped your right elbow, lift it up. Square your hips and step your right foot between your thumbs. Wow. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle. And then keep moving in that direction as you come into Skandasana. Turn your right toes out, bend your right knee, come into horse with a side bend, right forearm down. Switch sides, horse, left forearm down. And then lift yourself up to stand, interlace your hands behind you, puff your chest up, breathe in. Exhale, parallel your feet and hinge forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, pivot to the back of your mat. Left side Anjaneyasana, tap your right knee down. With an inhale, sweep your arms up, maybe look up. Exhale, frame your left foot. Last side, take your left leg straight up and back. Maybe you lower your right elbow down now. Maybe you walk your left fingertips forward a little bit. As you roll your left hip open on top of your right, reach your right heel back. Reach your left heel up. Stretch long through your left arm. All right, and then take your left hand back if you walked it forward, lift your right elbow up. Breathe in. Exhale, step your left foot between your thumbs. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle. Skandasana, turn your right toes out, bend your right knee. Horse pose, turn your left toes out, bend your left knee, and then come right into the side bend on that side. Right side, side bend, right forearm down. Left arm arcs up, and then lift yourself up from your left arm. Interlace your hands. Lift your chest, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Inhale to come up halfway. Exhale, pivot back to the original front of your mat. Tap your left knee down. Inhale, arms up. And then as you exhale, plant your hands. Step back, down dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then from here, go ahead and drop your shins and transition onto your back. We're not quite there to stay, but just taking bridge pose for a moment here. But I do want you to use a block. So as you come onto your back, grab your block. If you don't have a block, you can just use an imaginary block or a rolled up sweatshirt. But we're gonna now kind of engage the adductors a little bit. Squeeze your inner thighs into the block as you set up for bridge. Elbows in by your sides. And then before you lift up, puff your breastbone up. And then plug into your elbows, plug into your feet, lift yourself up. And any version of your arms that you like, you might interlace your hands behind your back. Squeeze the block with your thighs and think about pulling your knees forward. You press your feet down. And then maybe you walk your shoulder blades a little closer together to lift your chest. And then slowly lower down, free your hands, drop your pelvis. Give yourself a few breaths. If you love wheel, take it here. It'll be interesting to see how it feels after the lat and the adductor work. We don't immediately think adductors as important muscles to open for back bending, but they're actually fascially connected to our hip flexors and the whole deep front line. So it can be interesting, and especially arms overhead and wheel if you want to take that. I don't. I want to stick with bridge. So bridge or wheel, go ahead and lift up. think I've done maybe 3 wheel poses this year in lockdown. There's been no teacher in the room with me to push me to do that. So now you know I'm lazy. All right, squeeze your thighs into the block. Hopefully you still have the block if you're taking a wheel. Lift through your breath flow and take another breath or two. And then slowly release. Oh. Give yourself a moment as you come onto your back and take the block out. And not happy baby, but just lift your knees and grab a knee with each hand and widen your knees. So without lifting your feet up, just a nice way to neutralize the low back. And then bring your feet together. Hold your ankles and see if you can rock yourself up to a seat. Because why not? All right. And then you're going to keep your feet in that shape. Maybe grab your blanket and come into Tadasana or Baddha Konasana. If you can, do the one you started with, the very beginning, remember? A very long time ago. Find that widening of your inner knees. If you're tighter in your groin, like I am, feet forward makes it easier. Height under your butt makes it easier. Lift your spine, take a breath in, and then from your hip crease, hinge forward. You'll kind of feel like where your natural stopping point is as you hinge. And then you can kind of let your upper body round, maybe stick a block on your feet to support your head. Check in and notice if there's a sense of gripping around the groin and inner thighs. Sometimes just your attention will allow that area to let go a little bit. Sometimes you have to adjust the placement of your feet and your legs. Maybe walk them forward a little bit to get rid of some of that tension. Sometimes it just takes a lifetime to get rid of areas of chronic tension. And take about 10 more breaths here. And then start to lengthen your spine, come up halfway. And the all the way. Stretch your legs out, give them a little shake. We're gonna end with one little myofascial for the suboccipital. So take either your foam roller or your block as you lay back down on your back. I like the block actually the best on the medium setting. And so we're going, as we lay back, it's gonna hook right under the base of the skull, not anywhere on your neck. So if you kind of find that drop off point in the back of the skull, there's this kind of ridge, and the block is hopefully gonna hook right under that ridge. So as you lay back, tuck your chin a little bit. Give yourself a cute double chin. And then just let the weight of your head sink into the block. This is a great spot for tension headaches. I think so many of us are just staring at a screen for way too long. So good one if you start to feel that creep in, that neck tension, that tension headache, and then roll your head to the right. So without lifting your head, just kind of let your head roll over to the right there. About as far as it will go. And then little tiny circles of your nose in space. Go one way, like microscopic. I shouldn't even see that you're moving. Little tiny circles. And the other way. And roll back to center, back to where you started. Pause. And roll your head over to the left. So again, without lifting your head out, just rolling it as far as it will go over to the left there. Maybe adding little circles, so microscopic. One way. And the other way. And then come back to center. And lift your head. Take the block out. Take what you need for Shavasana. Go ahead and stretch your legs out. Maybe you slide a blanket now under the back of your head or put a blanket over your pelvis. Take up some space here and give yourself some time to rest. Free to stay in Shavasana a little longer this morning. As you're ready, you might start to deepen your breath. And bend your knees and plant your feet. Make your way to one side and up to a seat. like you did at the beginning, taking a moment to sit tall, feel that length in your spine. And take your hands up to your hearts and take 3 ohms or 3 breaths. Deep inhale. Namaste.